Hey everybody, it's Sam from Wrestling Overtime, and it is May 6th, and Wednesday is usually my busy day. I usually try to get a news and updates out for you guys in the morning, and then you guys know that I record both NXT and AEW, try to make a decision on, hey, what am I going to watch live? And I write up what I want to talk about, a little bit about what I want to say, how the matches ended, and everything. And then I try to do them sometime early Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, so that you guys can have those. But I kind of tried to switch it up a little bit because on Tuesday, I guess that would have been May the 5th. I went ahead and did the news and updates then because I thought I wanted to do the Money in the Bank preview. I don't want to wait until after the go home show on Friday night with SmackDown. I know things could change. I know that they could swerve something, and it may change my picks. I don't think so, though. So that's the reason why I was like, I think I'm going to get it done on Wednesday, get it out on Thursday, and then that way they can take their time, listen to it, see if I'm right. What I'm going to do on Maslow, when this goes live, I am going to put them up on Twitter, and you guys can vote on them. Because I want to see if you guys agree with me. And what you guys think about things. So I'm gonna make my picks a little early and tell you guys why I'm thinking what I'm thinking is how this one's gonna go. If any of my picks change because of SmackDown, then I guess I will do an emergency podcast either sometime Saturday or maybe Sunday around noon, but I'll get it in before Money in the Bank. But I think I'm pretty clear on my picks. I really do. And I think if you've been listening to the episodes, I don't know, for the last 2 weeks, I think you're probably pretty clear on where my picks are. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think I'm right. But I think that a lot of you are going to write in and tell me how wrong I am. Like always, you can reach me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on Twitter or on my Facebook page on Wrestling Overtime. Feel free to do that. But let's start off and let's talk the Money in the Bank women's ladder match. I have been saying for about 2 weeks that I really think that it is going to come down to Shayna Baszler and Asuka. I know a lot of people on the internet are saying, hey, Nia Jax just come back. She's been acting like a monster, and I bet they're going to let her win. You may be right. However, I don't think that's how Vince McMahon thinks. I look for Nia and Shayna to get into it. I don't know why, though, but I just do. And I look for them possibly to take each other out. So, if you've been listening to the episodes for the last, 2 weeks or so, I have really been leaning with Asuka. I don't think they want someone from SmackDown winning, because I really think that they're leaning towards, and they have been hinting at doing some kind of turn, whether it's Bayley turning on Sasha or Sasha turning on Bayley, not sure which, and they're going to do a program with them. And to give the Money in the Bank case to Lacey Evans, Carmella, or Dana Brooke would just kind of throw a wrench into that. So, can't see him doing it unless they throw some kind of swerve on there where Sasha shows up and, say, takes out Dana Brooks to take her place, and she wins Money in the Bank to go after Bayley. That's the only way that I can see anyone from SmackDown winning. So I think it comes down to the three. Then we saw on Monday Night Raw, I really think WWE messed up. I think that by them saying that Becky would be on next week's Raw to confront the winner of the Money in the Bank match, I think what they were doing, not meaning to, was saying someone from Raw won it. Because they've already taped it. They already know. So I'm going with Asuka. I really am. In my news and updates from May 5th, Tuesday, I said then, I even gave you reasons that a Sportskeeda article agreed with. I think Asuka is the one that wins it. I think she deserves it because of the loyalty she has shown, and her being on Raw and SmackDown when COVID first hit, and her basically doing anything and everything. I mean, she was on commentary, for God's sakes. I think her changing her character and dancing and yelling at Japanese and doing the green mist and all of that, she is so much more happier now, and I think it shows. I really think that they need to go with Asuka, and I think they will. I don't think Vince McMahon likes Shayna Baszler. I think he thinks she's too old. And I think they may have been thinking about Nia Jax, but I think that botch and everybody talking about the botch that she had with Kairi Sane kind of kicked her out, and I think they think that she has some ring rust and is not ready to go after Becky and get people to believe it. So I look for it to be Asuka and Becky until SummerSlam. Now the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I had been really, did I say that enough? Leaning towards Aleister Black. I really had. I thought that they had been building him up. They really have been making the Black Mass a weapon, and I thought they're setting him up to get a tremendous push. I'm not leaning that way. I was leaning that way about a month ago. I'm not leaning that way. I think we can cross off Otis. I don't think Otis has any chance. He's a tag team guy. I still want to know where Tucker is. Did Mandy stick him in a closet or bury him? Is he in the trunk of a car? Where is Tucker? But anyway, I don't think Otis has a shot. I don't think that they're going to have him going for the championship whatsoever. I can't see Aleister Black carrying around the briefcase when I think about it. Rey Mysterio and Daniel Bryan are in the same exact situation. Everybody loves them. They have fans out the wazoo. But they have a really big problem. Both of their contracts are getting ready to run out this summer. And I can't see WWE, number one, giving them the Money in the Bank briefcase, not knowing whether they're going to sign. And number two, we know there's a 88% chance that you're going to become the champion when you get the Money in the Bank briefcase. I cannot see them giving that to them. Rey Mysterio basically has said, I'm not re-signing with you guys. Daniel Bryan made a comment that at this stage in his career, this week on Raw, and we know his wife's pregnant, we know how much family means to him, he's wanting a lighter schedule. I don't know whether WWE is going to give him a Brock Lesnar type contract after COVID. I think his best bet is to leave the WWE and get a lesser work schedule, which is what he wants. So we've checked off Otis, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, and Aleister Black. So who that leaves is Baron Corbin and AJ Styles. 2 weeks ago, I would have said it's going to be Baron Corbin. He is the heel everyone loves to hate. Everyone loves to hate him. I think coming out of WrestleMania with Drew winning the title, I think that's the way I was leaning. Was, hey, Baron Corbin is going to be the heel that Drew takes on, and Drew kind of becomes the babyface, the crowd favorite, all of that. However, and this is going to lead to a different pick, I think AJ Styles wins it. I think they have been tremendously impressed with AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. I think him coming back as a heel this Monday night and winning the gauntlet match and telling everybody he wasn't a zombie or a ghost and he was ready to throw people off buildings. I like that AJ. That's the AJ that we saw in TNA. And so I think AJ wins. Now I'm going to further explain this pick in a little bit. Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't care. I know that sounds awful. I don't care. I can't stand the Forgotten Sons. Lucha House Party to me is a joke. I think they are jobber extraordinaire. I know they are super athletic. They do outstanding moves. They will get some kind of highlight. There's not a doubt in my mind. But I don't think anyone at WWE Creative takes them even a little bit serious. I don't like the New Day and haven't for over a year, maybe two. I hate pancakes, them throwing them. I hate the unicorn. I hate the Bootio cereal. I absolutely hated that Kofi finally became champion and Brock killed him in 2 seconds and Kofi acted like he could not have cared less. He didn't chase it. He didn't ask for a rematch. He didn't do nothing. And I think that completely pissed me off. I love The Miz. I absolutely love The Miz. Can't believe they took the tag team titles away from them that quickly. And so I think they win them back. I think it's going to be Miz and Morrison. Tamina and Bailey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. They can try to sell this all they want. I don't think this is a match. I don't think they really built Tamina up to be a match. I don't know why they gave her this. I don't know if it's because of her bloodline and who she's related to. They maybe just felt it was her time. She, hadn't been up for one, and they thought, let's give her a chance. I would have rather seen Lacey Evans in this match, but I cannot see Bailey losing this match because I think everybody is ready for Bailey versus Sasha, and I will be shocked if this is not where it starts. I think somehow, some way, something happens where there's an argument. Do I think that Bailey and Sasha get in a fight? No. Argument? Yeah. I think we see a crack in their friendship, but do not think that they get in a fight. I don't think that we see a knockdown drag out or anything like that. WWE Universal Championship, Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Went into this on detail on the SmackDown episode of Raves and Rants almost a week ago. I think they are at a point with both of these matches that we have left. The Universal Championship and then the WWE Championship. I think WWE has to make a decision. And I think the same decision question is, do you kill characters that have been built for months that fans are intrigued by and are getting into? Do you kill them where they can't come back? Or do you make guys transitional champions? And with Braun, I think you ruin him. So let's take these one at a time. I'll try to make it a little short. Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Since Bray Wyatt's been back, he has had this idea of the Fiend, dual personalities, getting in people's heads, brainwashing them, or torture them with their worst fears, their failures that they have made, and has really built that up and really got people excited. They didn't know whether he was going to be scary. They didn't know what he was going to do. And fans were really on board with him getting back at the people that had hurt Bray Wyatt. When he started off with Kane, when he started off with, Daniel Bryan, when he even went after Seth Rollins. I think people were really getting into that. WWE made a huge mistake putting the title on him. They never should have done that. He didn't need the title. At that point in time, he was getting over on his own without a belt. He did not need it. He could have ran for another, I would say, 6 months without a title, without ever challenging for a title. The Fiend and Bray weren't about chasing the championship at that time. They were about getting back at people. However, someone at WWE, probably Vince, felt like he was getting over so much that they wanted to reward the fans by giving him a title. The problem is they gave that to him not looking ahead, not planning. Because Vince McMahon wanted Roman Reigns to have the title by WrestleMania. When they gave Bray Wyatt the title, I'm sure they sat in a meeting and somebody raised their hand and said, look, Bray's getting over. I know he's supposed to be a heel. I know Roman Reigns is this ultimate babyface and Superman. But here's the problem. If Bray goes against Roman, the people love The Fiend. And they're really getting into him. And if Roman beats him, they're going to boo Roman. And we're going to have almost a riot on our hands. To solve that problem, what they did was, not knowing that the COVID pandemic was going to happen, in February, they brought Goldberg in on a short-term contract to be a transitional champion where he was going to beat The Fiend, take the heat, face Roman at WrestleMania, and give the belt to him. And because people were going to be mad at Goldberg for beating The Fiend, then the thought was they'll cheer Roman beating Goldberg. Problem is, they allowed Goldberg to beat The Fiend, and it didn't really hurt The Fiend. People questioned it. And it did exactly what they wanted. People questioned Goldberg, hated Goldberg. But then the issue came when Goldberg was supposed to go against Roman Reigns. The COVID pandemic hit, and Miz showed up at the Performance Center sick, which scared Roman Reigns, and he decided, I'm out. It's my understanding they approached Goldberg and said, will you sign a longer contract with us? Keep the belt longer until Roman can come back. And Goldberg was like, no. So they had to find a replacement. They chose Braun Strowman. So Braun Strowman beat Goldberg fairly quickly. So they had Braun Strowman. What they should have done was run with Braun Strowman. Allow him to keep the belt for 6 months, maybe even till WrestleMania next year. Let him be the monster among men, yell about get these hands, and all of that garbage. Somebody got the great idea, no, he has history with the Wyatt family. Let's put him up against Bray Wyatt. So somebody booked that without thinking it through. Because here's the thing, the dilemma that now WWE is in. Do you let Bray Wyatt win the belt back? Because if you do, why did you take it away from him in February? Why didn't you just let him keep it? But we wanted Roman Reigns. Yeah, it didn't work out. That's what I'm going to be asking on Sunday. If you allow Bray Wyatt to win, why'd you take it away from him in February? What you did, you had two transitional champions. You had Goldberg have it 6 weeks. You have Braun have it, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. You had two transitional champions. And why'd you even bother taking it away from him? The other thing is, do you destroy Braun Strowman by allowing The Fiend to win? Because Braun Strowman, think about it. Braun Strowman lost to Sami Zayn. He had an Intercontinental Championship. He lost to Sami Zayn. He got in trouble backstage. He pissed a lot of people off. He was unprofessional. He's been late to meetings. He is having problems backstage. He gets the championship and shoots his mouth off about the whole independent circle and indie wrestlers and how they can't wrestle and don't deserve to get paid. He has screwed up 3 to 4 pushes in the last 3 years. So if you let Bray Wyatt win, do you destroy Braun Strowman? Well, let's do the other way. If you allow Braun Strowman to win, do you destroy Bray Wyatt and The Fiend? You had him so hot. You had him white hot. The fans absolutely loved him. He was invincible. He was scary. You didn't know what he was going to do. He was unpredictable. He was brainwashing people. He was playing with their nightmares. He was scaring people to death. He was breaking into Miz's house and being around his baby. You didn't know where he was going to pop up or what he was going to say. You had Goldberg beat him. So you proved he could be beat. Then you had an excellent Firefly Funhouse cinematic movie with John Cena, but it wasn't a match. There was really no winner or loser there. Yes, he got into John Cena's head, maybe, depending on how you interpreted it, because they didn't tell us really what that was about. They kind of left it up to your interpretation. So he didn't destroy John Cena. He didn't overwhelmingly win that match. So he got beat by Goldberg. He didn't have a match. And now you're going to have him lose to Braun Strowman? So is his weakness going to be big guys? Is it going to be Goldberg, Braun, John Cena? They're all big guys. Is that going to be his weakness? And if he can't get in the mind and play a mind game and do something to Braun Strowman as close as he was and he was in the Wyatt family, does that mean he's not as strong as what he was portrayed to be? So do we destroy that character? Do we make that character invincible? To see where they're at? Same thing, Seth and Drew. Think about it. It's the same situation. WWE has painted themselves into a corner because they've allowed Seth to create this character. He's very deep. He's the Monday Night Messiah. He is here to lead people. He is evil. He is brainwashing people. People have suggested that he brainwashed AOP, that he brainwashed Buddy Murphy, and he is now a disciple, and that he is creating a cult Well, you let him lose to Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. He's coming back against Drew McIntyre. If you make Seth Rollins lose to Drew McIntyre, how can he continue to be the Monday Night Messiah? How can he say he's a leader? How can he say he's a savior? How can he say he needs disciples? How can he create a cult if he has lost two ginormous matches in a row? So let's flip that. You let Seth win. Well, then you've made Drew a transitional champion because you didn't want Seth to take the belt from Brock again. So you let Drew do it, and he is now a transitional title champion in order to give the title to Seth Rollins. And Drew's accomplishment at WrestleMania is now wasted. He didn't do anything with it. And even though I think Drew would be better chasing Seth Rollins, you've destroyed that and made him into a transitional champion. So what do I think they do? I think they do exactly what Vince McMahon has always done. Vince McMahon does not like Braun Strowman. He does not like his attitude. He doesn't like how he acts, how he's late for meetings. He doesn't like him shooting his mouth off. I think Bray Wyatt takes that. I think they put too much money into it, especially with that cinematic movie and paying John Cena to come back. They have built a Firefly Funhouse. They've been doing special effects. I can't see Vince throwing that down the drain. And I think Vince and Paul Heyman both understand that in order to keep that character alive, that character has to be able to punish Braun Strowman by brainwashing him, messing with his mind, and ending up cracking him. So I think Bray Wyatt wins. Here's where all of you get mad at me. Remember, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, Wrestling Overtime, or write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com. Because I think Seth wins. I think Drew becomes a transitional champion. I think Seth has created a character that has a lot of depth. I think he has created probably one of the best characters of his career. I think they can go a lot of places with that character, and I don't think Drew has a character. I know that they call him the Scottish psychopath. I don't think that he's really gotten deep into that. I don't think that he has really fully fleshed that out. I think Vince loves Seth. And I think Paul Heyman enjoys this character. I also think with AJ coming back and taking his badass stand that he did on Monday night, I think AJ becomes the one that stands up to the Messiah and says, "You're not the phenomenal one. You're not taking over Raw, 'cause AJ's Raw." And I think we get maybe 2 or 3 matches of unbelievable quality. I love AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. So there's my picks. I know you don't like them. I'm sorry. I hate that. I gave you my reasons. I know that you guys may or may not agree with them. Like I said, when this goes up live on Thursday, I will be putting up Twitter. You guys can tell me who you think is going to win and give me some reasons. Don't forget to give me your reasons. Explain to me what is going on. Give me your picks. I can't wait. Can't wait to argue with you guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, problems, or protests, hit me up at Wrestling Overtime on Facebook or Twitter, or write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe and rate and review this podcast. I will talk to you guys soon.